When was Jesus born? There's no consensus, and if we're being honest, we don't know. But what we do know is when he wasn't born, on the winter solstice. So how did we get from here to here? And how do we get back to here? We all know the story of the 3 wise men, but they weren't actually wise men. They were Babylonian magicians. And these 3 magicians were the only people in the entire world who knew that the king was going to be born. Babylonian magicians. How did this happen? The story begins in Babylon, where Daniel the prophet jumped ahead in the space-time continuum and witnessed the birth of the Messiah. He then told his apprentices when this would happen and what they were to look for. And this tradition of Daniel was passed down for 500 years. So when the Magi's observed the sign in the sky of the coming king, they packed up their camels with gifts and headed west to the promised land. When they arrived at Herod's temple, they imagined that the people would be celebrating the arrival of their king. Sadly, this was not the case. In fact, the opposite was true. In a desperate attempt to stifle the arrival of the true king, King Herod put out the decree to kill all of the baby boys under the age of 2. How could such a terrible thing happen? It's pretty simple, actually. When God's people stop looking for him, bad things happen. So during this time of year, when we observe the birth of the Savior of the world, how much better to be the unqualified stranger from a strange land who sets out looking for the king than to be God's people who miss the signs.